One of our nation's great days of giving is almost here. This morning, News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live to show us how we can stamp out hunger. Victoria, this food drive partners up with our letter carriers.
Absolutely. That's why the name says Stamp Out Hunger. And it's an annual event. In fact, 22 years is the celebration for this particular year's effort. And it's really something that's hardly an effort at all on our parts, thanks to the great folks like Cassandra Scott, who are the letter carriers who we rely on to get our mail to us every day. You say this is just makes good sense, this partnership.
Yes, it's something, like I said, we're out in the community. We see the need every day, and most of us, our patrons, actually become part of our family. So it's important to us to be able to give back to them. The majority of the local food banks get their donations and stuff at Thanksgiving and Christmas. So
Sure.
This time of the year, their cupboards are bare. So it's very important for us to be able to give back at this time to replenish that.
Now, this weekend could help thousands of people in our area. I understand last year you all collected about 300,000 pounds of food at the doorsteps and at the mailboxes where you stop every day. What is it that really makes this so simple for us to be part of this team?
Well, all our patrons have to do is to buy some non-perishable food or you know, what they have on hand, as long as the date is not outdated, and put it in one of these bags and put it in their mailbox or near their mailbox, and we'll pick it up and take it to the local food banks on Saturday.
Now, you might find some of these bags turning up when the letter carriers swing by in the next couple of days. You're going to be delivering those to several
These
homes around the area.
And the bags, yes.
Makes it so simple. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to take a look at some of the ways that you can know exactly what to put in those bags. So Cassandra and her great team of letter carriers, who we consider part of our families too, can help make this year an even bigger success. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
Well, this morning, nearly 110,000 people in our area are starting the day not knowing if they will have enough food to eat.
That's why News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live making a shopping list. Victoria, we are getting ready to help stamp out hunger.
Absolutely, and this is one of the easiest food drives that takes place in our time around the year. We are often being told about the extreme need to make sure these families are being helped, because some cases they aren't sure where the next meal may be coming from, or they're not sure if they're going to have even like 3 square meals a day, right? So no one should have to live in that situation, and that's where the Stamp Out Hunger comes to play. Becky Upham and I have been talking. Now, Manna Food Bank is a recipient of a huge amount of this food that's going to be collected this weekend. How important is it for us to remember that beyond the holiday season, people need food?
Yeah, this is huge. This is a really important time of year. Kids are getting out of school, and, you know, say in Buncombe County, about 50% of the kids are on free or reduced lunch. And so a lot of those kids are not going to have access to breakfast and lunch. And so these, you know, over 300,000 pounds that we're going to collect for those kids it's going to be huge. In some of our service area, we have 3 in 10 kids who are food insecure.
That's incredible. And no child should have to wake up wondering about where the food's coming from. Okay, I'm getting ready to make my shopping list.
Yeah.
Let's go. You've got some items. This is not inclusive, but these are some great ideas. What should I add to my list?
And I was going to say, not only shopping, but sometimes there are things that you've intended to fix for your family, and, you know, there's no shame in bringing that out of your cabinet or making a great shopping list. But yeah, we have things on here, you know, just kind of like your Franks and beans. Protein is great. So things like we have some tuna, we have peanut butter, which is a great source of protein for folks. Things like pasta, macaroni and cheese, canned vegetables or fruits, all those things are great things to put out for your letter carrier to pick up.
Now, when we're thinking about this, and you mentioned kids, should we be looking for things that are kind of easy, open for kids to use as well?
Yes, kid-friendly packed things are great. Yes, you know, you can do some of those single-serving kind of mac and cheese type things, or
they just pop it in the microwave.
Glass is not the best, just because we do end up putting these in totes, and they get, you know, lugged around, and just as far as how heavy they are. But
so boxes, cans, the better idea, but believe me, if you give a donation of the food, they will make sure it gets to someone who needs it. In fact, it takes a village to make sure that happens. And in our next half hour, we're going to meet one of the many volunteers who's going to be sorting through all the food you leave out by the mailbox. It's this Saturday, the Stamp Out Hunger event, and it takes place by just putting a bag of food by your mailbox before the carrier comes. Live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
6:06 right now. This morning, nearly 110,000 people in our area are starting the day not knowing if they will have enough food to eat.
It really is scary, isn't it? News 13's Victoria Dunkle joins us live this morning. Vic?
Hey, good morning. We're here live at Manna Food Bank, and in just a few days, this is going to be a buzzing hub because of what you're going to do Saturday. It is coming up on Stamp Out Hunger Day, and that's the 2nd May of every year. The national letter carriers go around and they collect the food you leave out by the mailbox. Food like this, proteins, non-perishable items, beans, peanut butter, and so on. And then that's where the next step kicks in. Thanks to volunteers like Linda Stauffer. You are a Manna volunteer,
yes.
And so you spend your time here at the warehouse often, right?
Yes.
So this is going to be a busy time for you coming up, right?
Very busy. Very, very big drive. Very big drive.
Saturday, the food comes in. What is the role, what happens then to the food? Because a lot of people go, okay, I donate the food and I know it gets there, but how does it get there?
It comes in but with volunteers. Volunteers will be partnered with the mail carriers, following them on their route, and bringing the food here. Once the food gets here, we will sort it all in a massive sorting spree.
So we'll put the beans
into
here, we'll
the
put
beans
some
and the
fruit here,
soups and the peanut butter.
On a bigger scale than this,
Great
much
big
bigger.
Scale. And package them into boxes just like these so that Manna can provide those to the partner agencies who are seeking food, and they can actually place an order for certain things, protein, beans, and that gets delivered to the people who need it.
Now you see this when you're here often. Let's tell people, though, somebody might be watching me going, okay, yeah, that's great, it's a good opportunity, but can I really make a difference with just a few items I leave by my mailbox this weekend?
Absolutely, because you're one of so many. And all together, if each of us does a little bit, we can really, really make a difference in hunger in Western North Carolina.
Linda was saying we could even wipe it out. Wouldn't that be awesome if we came back and did an interview on the day that nobody had to worry about food? And you don't have to worry about food if you're going to be part of the solution. All you have to do is put a bag or a box of non-perishable food items at your mailbox this weekend. The letter carriers will pick it up. It's Saturday, May 10th, and we will be sharing more information with a link for you at newslinks at WLOS.com. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to show you just how easy it is, the little secrets for making sure your mail carriers know exactly where to find the food you're going to donate. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
Loading a little something extra in the mailbox this weekend will make sure people don't go hungry as we head into summer.
And News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live to show us how to help stamp out hunger. And Vic, you actually moved outside now.
Yes, because that's where the crucial part of this amazing food drive is going to take place. We're outside of Manna Food Bank, which is going to be receiving the donations that you make at your mailbox this weekend. It's a Stamp Out Hunger food drive. But there are a few things you need to know. All morning long, we've been talking about items that you can donate. And now we are going to be talking and figuring out exactly the best way to make sure the mail carriers can get it. Courtney Crenshaw is the Manna Food Drive Coordinator. And we were talking about the fact that it really is a team effort. So what can I do to be part of this team?
So what you can do is you can bring your bag of goodies. For example, we have some green beans and tuna and some muffin mix.
Yay, okay.
Lots of good stuff. And what you can do is just bring it out to your mailbox and hang it right here. We find that the letter carriers have told us this is the easiest place for them to pick up the food.
And they know what they're doing. They've been doing this for 22 years. This is the 22nd annual event. Manna has been benefiting from it for several years. How much food came into Manna last year because of this?
Last year at Manna, in Buncombe and Hendersonville, in Henderson County, excuse me, we raised over 125,000 pounds.
Wow. And there are more than 108,000 people who are in need of this kind of help through Manna, which provides to the various food pantries all around our area. And something to keep in mind is every one of us, if we all just put, not a pound of food, a bag, just that few items in that bag is about a pound of food. And if each one of us who has a mailbox puts a pound of food out, can you imagine just how far that will go? Okay, take a look at this list. We have a few items on there for you. Things that are important to have on there, non-perishable, whatever it is. It should be things like proteins, peanut butter, beans, macaroni and cheese is a big item. And remember, this time of year is crucial because kids who rely on the food that comes to them from the school lunch and breakfast programs are going to be losing that when school lets out for the summer, so they're going to be in a greater need as well. So think about items that the kids can open and prepare pretty easily on their own as well. We have all the details at Newslinks at WLOS.com, and this is so easy. You just leave it there, the mail carriers will take care of it and bring it back to the volunteers here at Manna. Reporting live in Asheville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.